got that wrong. Anyway, boy, these songs are getting harder and harder. This was not really the intent of the project. I was thinking to do things like swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Maybe we do that one next time. My goodness. Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode 11 of the E-Flat Files. I'm Sarah Fuhs, your host for this show where we just sing lovely songs from all over. And the last time we saw each other, I spoke a bit about truth and the need for society to find common truths. Today, I want to address a sort of related topic about interpretation of circumstances. For example, choosing to see the glass half full or half empty. And sometimes, frankly, imagining things that aren't even there yet. A lot of coaches for athletes and business people call this visualization. Now, outside of America, Americans are particularly often known for this sort of fake it till you make it mentality, quite often being thought of as constantly cheerleading or being kind of Pollyanna optimists. You know, smile through the tears, press on through the pain. After all, the show must go on. This, of course, is a huge generalization. That's not to say that there aren't plenty of misanthropes in America. But I have to think that a lot of this attitude is what contributes to the numerous innovations coming out of the United States. If you see a problem, fix it. If the fix doesn't exist yet, then make one. Of course, this is the mantra of resourceful people all over the world. It's a human resourcefulness that is not limited to the Americas by any means. But we can identify a particular brand of positivity culture, which many thinking people rightly view with some skepticism. You can't just wish your problems away. Just smile and it will all be right with the world again. So I do think that flexing those mental muscles, practicing optimism, and not accepting apparent barriers at first sight allows for more creativity in finding ways around the walls we hit. If you think of the habit of negative thoughts, it's like traversing the same path between stimulus and perception. This blockade appears here and, oh, I knew it, everything happens to me, why does everything happen to me, why do I even bother, oh, I knew it was a bad idea to begin with, which becomes a self-reinforcing cycle, a never-ending rut in our brains. But if you're actively trying to find the silver lining, turning the problem inside out and upside down, you discover options you might not have seen from the vantage point of this all too familiar rut. Plus, maybe even more importantly, you don't discount those ideas immediately as just dumb ideas, which, us all being our own worst critics, we are so apt to do. So this is where theater and art aid us in flexing those mental muscles. It may just be a bit of cloth hanging in the background, but we humans can suspend our belief and take the leap of imagination, to see two lovers under a tree on a warm summer evening. Whereas a robot or maybe a very miserly person would observe, there are two people standing next to a muslin cloth cooing at each other under bright lights. So romantic. Even the idea of romantic love defies pure reason. You may logically conclude that some particular person would be a perfect match for you, or should be at least. But if that certain je ne sais quoi isn't there, it doesn't work. At least in our romantic sense of working. And sometimes the magic strikes between the two unlikeliest of people. Anyone who's ever been in love can probably attest to that feeling of folie à deux, a madness shared by two, in which the entire world seems full of endless possibilities. I think being able to see magic and wonder in the world is the key for creative thinking. I would even venture to say that a life lived optimistically is a life committed to flexing those mental muscles, constantly creating and firing new synaptic connections and staying mentally fit. So I'm a huge fan of optimism, but not in terms of hiding away in some rose-colored vision of the world. Rather, the commitment to imagining our way out of problems and dead ends. Marcus Aurelius was probably one of the most famous Stoics who professed that every obstacle contained within it hidden opportunities. I guess we say today, where one door closes, a window opens. Unless you're just not in the habit of looking around for windows. But my advice would be, don't stand there pounding on a door waiting for it to open again. That door is shut. So here's an interesting quote from Albert Einstein, which I hadn't heard before. If you want children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. So, are you ready to make believe with me right now with It's Only a Paper Moon? This song was written by Harold Arlen. You might not know the name, but maybe you've heard the stars shining bright above you. Dream a little dream of me. That's Harold Arlen. You almost certainly know his signature classic, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I should probably look at the music before I start playing. And anyway, if you don't know Somewhere Over the Rainbow, go watch it, listen to it right now. It's a real classic. Judy Garland sang it for the movie The Wizard of Oz in 1939. So this particular song came 6 years before that movie. It was written in 1933. And I just have to say, finally, a song in E-flat major. We have finally arrived. It only took 11 episodes to get there, but I guess there are 12 different tonal centers, so statistically speaking, we're about right, actually. So I'll sing it once, and then it's your turn. Say it's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe for joining me for this episode of the E-Flat Files. I'll see you for more great songs from around the world, I believe, in the next few weeks. Don't forget to subscribe and be warm and well out there. Hello, where are you? There's no such thing as a perfect recording. What? Oh my, I'm like reinventing the song.